man and woman. That is a direct, just
To the surface.
deficit of reality. That's like a
No
huge
boundaries.
man. That's a really deeper problem than a communication problem. Do you see the point I'm making? Because
Yes.
your ability to see truth goes beyond your communication with another person. It's for your own survival. It's for your own, preservation. So any seeing truth and being able to communication is a product of sharing something. You know what I'm saying? Whenever people are communicating, it's an exchange of wisdom, an exchange of knowledge.
Well, I chose not to touch on that subject in depthly because I was aware of the fact that the actual communication barrier between man and woman is not because just the fact of just the natural difference between man and woman, but because a specific negative societal influence, whereby, for example, women are naturally condoned to express emotions and be emotional creatures, but they are simply defined as emotional, and a woman is not only an emotional being. Men are taught to repress their emotions. They're even gone to the point where if they have emotions, they are weak. And so men repress their emotions. As a result, this type of suppression of energies causes physical imbalance, and I even believe to even at some point sickness.
But when you say emotions, what do you mean exactly? When you
Well,
say
energy and motion, there's a difference between emotions and feelings. And the way society treats those words very loosely as though they're the same thing.
Right.
Feelings deal with your higher ability to sense things. Because of your melanin content, your ability to have feelings is more heightened. Your lack of melanin is why you don't have feelings. Hence, it would explain why the Caucasian that lacks melanin does these destructive things. They're insensitive to their environment. They're so far removed from the evolutionary pattern that they lack the sensitivity to feel.
Right.
And those that actually have some degree of melanin, you can actually get some type of communication going, and some degree of what you would say empathy.
Yes, sir.
To take place.
Right.
I don't know what the degree of reparation is for those that lack the melanin. Now, basically what I have observed is that feelings is a powerful thing. Your feelings guide you, give you guidance. It's an inner guidance system. It's a highly evolved intelligence system of communication that surpasses the mental boundaries, if you will.
But the reason I asked you that was because there's only one real emotion, and that's caring. Outside of care and concern, and compassion, there are no real emotions. Anything other than that is like a waste of time. It's either going. Any emotion can either bring you to caring or not. For example, the fact that we're on nation building is very emotional. We care about our people. This is a very emotional position. Talking about, waking people up. Most people don't care. You feel like it, so they lack emotion in that way. And those people could be women. Those people could be men. Do you understand what I'm making? So emotions are not always a reactionary response to what's going on. That's why I asked you, what was meant by emotions. Who you are could be emotional. You see what I'm making? Like, your life purpose could be out of emotion. Your whole life purpose could be just emotion. Feeling, deep feelings about something, or deep feelings against something, or deep feelings towards something. So emotions can actually turn into your actions. Where you look at a person and say, well, they're not emotional. Like somebody can say, well, Hitler lacked emotion. Hitler was very emotional. You understand? Like the way he felt against the Jews. It takes an emotional person to go as far as putting people in concentration camps. It don't get any more emotional than that. He was so overwhelmed by his emotion that he went that far with his retaliation against those he felt like were wicked or against him. Do you see what I'm making? So man and woman are both emotional, but maybe emotional in different ways. You understand the point I'm making? But they try to make it limit and just say that the woman is emotional.
That's what I was trying to say, is that we both are emotional, but they try to just box women up as only being emotional.
Right.
And I was simply stating the fact that men's emotions are repressed. You can only repress your emotions for so long. There's a point in time where a man will have to break down, because those emotions have to express themselves. They have to find an outlet, and you can only keep water contained for so long. You know, same principle. And
you said man's emotions are repressed. You mean like crying?
Yes, crying is considered to be a natural release. There's happy tears, there are sadness tears, but crying is not a weakness to cry. But basically, I'll give you an example. The sister asked me earlier, give me an example of something you told a sister that was not properly communicated or received. And I could tell a sister, for example, you know, she would tell me, I would like you to be my boyfriend, for example. This is just on a relationship level. I'm just giving this example. And I would tell her, well, I am not ready for a relationship right now. Okay? Now, depending on this type of sister she is, she may receive that as rejection. I don't want you. She's hearing, I don't want you. A man would hear, he's just not ready for a relationship right now. You know, depending on the woman. Not all women's going to receive it that way. I'm just trying to give an example based on the conditions of society that pull a dance on people's insecurities, a woman's insecurities. Because rejection is, the source of rejection is, actually an inferiority complex. There's a place where insecurities lie, which comes from a true lack of knowledge of how to love yourself. Now, I'm not saying that that's just a woman's ballpark. I'm also saying a man as well. Now, you may go and say to a woman, well, I'm not in love with you, and for me, I have to be in love with someone to see myself with them on a intimate, on a what you would call serious relationship.
Right.
You know, and when you tell them, I'm not in love with you, that can be received as a harsh way of communicating. She would think to herself, well, I'm not someone that can be loved, so that you would be in love with. So she would take that as a rejection thing. But you tell her, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So that's a varying degree, a varying condition of love. Like we're talking about different conditions of love. You can love someone in different types of ways. Huh?
No, she was asking me something about the DVD.
And that was just a small example. I wish I could find a better example. But what I have found, that communication barrier lies in emotions that are byproducts of insecurities from both men and women. And these are these communication challenges. And this is what's preventing brothers and sisters from harmonizing and building. Hello?
I think that if we just learn to love differences, I think we get a lot further, man. If we learn to love differences, because it's not that women are more emotional. It's a generalization. People are just different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a lot of cases. And what we might think they're emotional, they just different. And then you might find another sister that might not be like that. So don't go and, make all women.
Not all women are emotional.
No.
Not all women are emotional at all.
Yeah.
Certain women are emotional.
You said what?
Certain women are emotional.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But we're looking for emotional women. Emotional about the cause of black people.
Yes, sir.
We could be looked at as emotional men. Caring about people. The average cat would be like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? It's to have a certain amount of concern is considered unmanly in this society, man. You know what I'm saying? To some degree. So, emotion is good. That means you actually care, you know?
Are these originals right here?
Yeah.
She didn't want these.
Now, when you get to a certain level, she didn't ask me.
Okay, Savior's Day is no.
Right. All the way down to the phone.
And their business.
So if we love differences in people, I think we get past all that. You ain't gotta be a super psychologist if you love differences.
Yeah, there's tons of veggie burgers. I thought I heard somebody asking too.
Oh yeah, I just posted one.
Probably got infinite veggie burgers now. Got unlimited veggie burgers.
Oh no, it's just the box this time.
A box.
It was on like a few bags and I'm like,
I want to tell your buddy boss, oh, I think it's time to restock. We're running out of veggie burgers.